with your knowledge and also about the career in investment banking. Now I request you, sir, to please proceed.
Well, thank you, Ms. Prachi, and welcome everyone. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying the college life and the studies as well. And you're enjoying, I hope you're enjoying the college from home as well as from the college as well, because the time has changed. Everyone is working from home as well as from office, as well as this Corona thing has changed totally. All right, so we'll keep it a very interactive session, and definitely you can ask me the questions at the end of the session. That if you have any queries, any doubts, you can reach out to me. And so the topic for today is career in investment banking, and we'll keep it one by one. I'll take you through on all the aspects of what investment banks do, what are their functionalities, what are their functional areas, what all are the profiles which are available in that, and how to enter into them, what skill set is required, and what all the job profiles are available, and especially how to make careers in them. So I'll take you through the agenda first. So hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, introduction to myself. As I have already explained that my name is Harshit, and basically I'm currently working with Barclays Bank right now, and I'm having overall experience of 11 years, and currently I am associated with Barclays in Model Control Office, where we take care of the control environment for the Barclays models, whether related to finance, product control, PNST, or a couple of other areas as well. So we do undertaking of the model risk management, and apart from this I have also worked in the product control profiles, finance control profile, as well as the investment accounting profiles in my career. Prior to that I was working with the Bank of America as well. So that's all about myself, and next we are going to discuss about the desired job or the expected job. And next, we are going to take care about the introduction to the investment bank, and then followed up by the careers in investment banking, or why to choose careers in investment bank, potential jobs or career options which are available, and we are going to take care on various functionalities or profiles in the investment banks, approach to start the career in investment bank. That is one of the important and major sensitive topic of today. And what are the skill set required to enter into them. All right, so I'll show you something. Let me okay, is my screen visible to you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. So you must be thinking why I'm going to show you all these you know all these slides, and you must be having pictures in your mind, and why I'm going to show you all this, right? So in the present scenario, like whenever we are starting our career, when we are early in the early stage of our career, or you can say in the 10th or 12th class, or maybe in the graduation, we think of different desires. So we think of different options of career, like we will work like this, we will go in such an office, we will interact with we want this kind of place, this kind of people, this kind of environment, this kind of salary, right? We have a lot of dreams into our mind, right? But if we have a but when we come to the actual world, it becomes very tough for us. But if we are having clear objective, and clear understanding, clear knowledge of what we want to get and how we want to go, definitely we're going to get that. So in the present scenario, every student, every candidate wants to get an awesome job. Maybe the definition is clear to him, but he's not sure where he will get this and how and what would be the profile. But if he is aware about the field and takes appropriate knowledge, then he will reach that path accurately. I also want to add that some people are not even sure about the field because of lack of knowledge, and because lack of knowledge about some companies and profiles. But this doesn't mean that they are not they will not complete their dream, or they will not achieve their dream. They will do that as well, but once they will be clearly having the knowledge of how to get to that path, or having the exact awareness about the main grounds for reaching to that goal, right? So next, now I will take you through the another slide. So we'll start now the main okay. So banking industry. So why I am focusing and why I'm saying the banking industry, and why people are more these days interacted, and they are influenced by the banking industry. Banking industry is one of the industry where we believe that it is safe and it is good from the point of view of career management and the job security. The economy of the country is highly dependent on the banking development, as you know very well, right? So there are very rare time you will see that a bank is going to be failed, right? Why? Because economy of the country is totally dependent on this. And as if the economy of the country is going to be disturbed, right, then the other countries, the GDP, all those things are going to be disturbed as well. You might have seen the example of 2008 crisis, and even of the crisis of early to that era. So this is very essential that banks are being managed. So there are big organizations like Federal Bank, like Reserve Bank in India, like in sorry, like in UK we have Bank of England. So hence various big organizations are there which will keep a track, which will keep a check on the stress testing situation that a bank can go, and various adverse and severe adverse scenarios they examine from time to time for the bank. So banking industry, that's the reason, is one of the safest and very good for the career perspective. So next we'll go through what are the investment banks, and what functionalities are they having. So investment bank is a financial service company or a corporate division that engages in advisory based financial transactions on behalf of individual, corporate and government. So it's in a very simple term. Don't go by the definition, like very simple. They are actually indulge into the advisory based services for the financial transaction, whether it is individual, whether it is government, or whether it is helping any corporation. It is advising them, it is consulting them, it is basically handling their funding activities, or doing any kind of other which is financial transaction related activities. So it is basically providing them advisory to them, so that, and in return they are taking like the commission fees, or whatever the kind of benefits which we are making by which they are running. So that is the investment bank. Generally the banking industry involved like the the people definitely they collect the public fund and deposits and distribute to the other people as a loan. But unlike the investment bank, they don't do this kind of functionality. Rather they are involved in the financing or the control of the financial transaction on behalf of individual corporations and government. So in 1933, what happened? I will say you must be having a question in your mind that why investment banking and commercial banking are different. So earlier they were not different, but what happened like in 1933, since most of the banks, they started their functioning, they started making heavy investment into the unsafe things. So what happened in 1933? A Glass-Steagall Act was passed, which maintained a separation between the investment bank and the commercial bank. So investment bank activity then came into picture, and investment bank activities, they are actually of two types. So one is the sell side and another is the buy side. Sell side include the activities like trading of the securities, right? The market making things, underwriting thing, research thing, they are the sell side security. Buy side activities are the one where they are actually collecting the fund from the public, like by means of private equity, by means of mutual fund, by means of insurance or unit trust or hedge fund. There are various type of buy side. So there are two kind of activities basically they are involved into. So I hope the picture is very clear, and in a very simple term, it is clear like what they are doing. Next, we are continuing like what is still we are seeing like what does the investment bank do. So full service of investment bank, you can see they offer a wide range of services like the underwriting, merger acquisition, sales, trading, equity research, asset management, commercial banking also they do, and retail banking. But mainly the investment banking division, they involved into two things majorly, which is merger and acquisition activity and underwriting activity. So merger and acquisition, they are assisting the companies, like a company is going to buy the B company, or they are going to merge, or they are going to set up a new, going to dissolute and set up a new company. So they are helping them by advising them, by consulting them, by providing funding to them, or by helping in their restructuring thing, right? So and another thing is underwriting. Underwriting thing is like raising the capital through selling stocks or bonds. They are also involved into these activities. So primarily their activity is this. Next is why to choose career. So a question must be coming into your mind, like why to choose career in investment bank? Why investment bank? Like we can go into other companies as well, and why we can go. So I explain you the background, like why banking industry is safe, what does the investment bank do, why it is different from the commercial banking. Now we will understand what are the full services which are involved in the investment banks. As you can see my screen, first is underwriting. Underwriting services, as you know, that capital raising and underwriting groups, they work between the investor and the company to raise the funds on behalf of the public. Okay, via the IPO process. So it's a very simple term. What they do, they basically save the company from a kind of risk that is going to happen if their shares are not going to sell completely in the market. They are going to take the responsibility, and they for this they are going to take underwriting fee.
Sir, I have a question.
Sorry.
I request all these students to please note down your questions, and we'll have a query session at the end.
At the end, definitely. Yeah. And please keep yourself on mute for some time, please. All right, because some background noise is coming. No problem. Okay, so the next is one is the underwriting thing. Second is the merger and acquisition. They guys help in the merger and acquisition thing. They provide the advisory help to the companies in managing the businesses, whether is of buy side or whether it is of sell side. Next, they are involved in the sales and trading activities. They provide you help in the opening the demat account, and you can do the buying and selling of the securities or do the trading in the open market, right? Next is your equity research. Equity research is one of the area which has come now. Why? Because every company, when they are going to invest into the market or when they are going to buy another company, they want to get a background regarding the company, like how the company structure is going, what is the fundamental background of the company is going. So they do so that they can, so the investors can do the investment decision, and they can take support in the trading of these stocks. So they provide this equity research facility. Easy. Next is asset management. This is also one of the essential part which is done by them, and this is financial asset management. So managing the investment, basically financial assets are the investment. So managing the investment for a wide range of investors, including the institution, individual, across a wide range of investment styles. So there are different kind of styles, assets, like mutual funds, unit trust, or hedge funds. They're going to helping to manage them. They're going to provide advisory on them, even to the open public, whether you should invest them or not. So asset management is also being one of the essential function for them. So these are all primary functions which basically the investment banks are doing. So these you must be thinking that these all are very very critical for you, and these are very or a very high level, right? But if you go from the very basics, like if we take an example of sales and trading, so and if you want to enter into this particular profile, so you need not to have the knowledge of each and every aspect of the bank. Whatever the field you want to enter, you should have basic knowledge about that only. Like if you want to enter into trading of the securities, or you want to enter into the PNL activities of a bank, like product control, which I'm talking about. So you should know, like, how does the investment bank do the trading, what does a trader do, how does he execute the trade, what happens when a trade booking is done, what is the trade life cycle, what is the general structure of a trade flow, how does a bank calculate the PNL on its trade, and how does it verify it. So there are various small things which are essential to know. But you can get this knowledge definitely by YouTube as well, by means of any seniors, by internet as well. But you should have basic understanding of all these things, so that while you are preparing for the career in these investment bank, you should have a general knowledge that we are going to enter into this, and we are having a small preparation for this. It's not like you should have it's a rocket science that you should know that, yeah, what are the terms and terminology in the technical terms and terminology. It's not like that. Very basic you should know. Cool. So next we are going to take care of the potential job profiles which are there in the investment banking, and what all career options are available. So I hope I'm keeping it slow and things are very clear to you. So all right, we are going to discuss definitely all these profiles which I am going to reflect, which are reflecting on the page. And cool. So we have below are the profiles, and definitely they are increasing day by day. So one is business planning and analysis, BPNA, which is called. Next is product control operations, finance control operations. We are going to discuss them one by one in the next slides, definitely. So no worry. Next is model control office, model control operations, and bank is all investment banking also having operations function. And what are the operations? Like when we do trading, so trading related lot of activities are there, like brokerage, payments, settlements, trade settlements, trade booking and confirmations. These are also the separate process in a bank where you can easily enter. Trust me, any investment bank like Bank of America, Barclays, UBS, any bank is having this kind of activities, and they are having back offices for these activities where you can easily enter. Next is your cost valuation, and there is one more new field is coming these days, which is robotic engineering. What is the robotic engineering? It's about the automation. If you guys are having a technical background, for suppose some guys are having BCA, some guys are from BCA background or BTech background, or maybe from the general background, but they are having good catch on the languages like Python, Ultrex, or the macros, VBA. If you're having good knowledge on them, trust me, you are separate candidate. You will be first welcome, and they say the guys are first ask if you are having knowledge in the, if you want to enter into investment bank, and if you are having basic knowledge about them and even a good understanding of them, definitely you can make your career. These are separate departments for them. Cool. So next, we are going to cover the functional areas of investment bank. So as we discussed the profiles prior to this, so these earlier were the profiles. Now we are going to discuss the functional area. So you must be thinking like, what are the like functional areas? So functional areas are like front office, back office, and middle office. Now you must be having question, what is front office, what is middle office? So front office must be clear to you. Why? Because front office is like you're going. Front office is like generally the revenue generating role they are doing, right? Suppose we are having like nationalized bank into our country. You go to a bank, you open a account, you open a, you do some transactions, you withdraw some cash. So what all those officers are doing, they are the front office, right? They are doing a revenue generating role. So there are two main areas. First, the investment bank, which where the investment banks are working in them, and what are they? The trading of the securities and the merger acquisition, sales and trading of the securities first, right? You want to open a demat account, you will go to them, you will ask them. So it would be done only in the front office. Next is your middle office. Why middle office came into picture is all because of control activities. Why control activities? You might have heard in 2008, and even prior to that, majorly in 2008, Lehman Brothers Bank failed. Why? What's the reason? Because control activities, the planning and control activities were not going good for that particular bank. Not only that bank, even for all the banks, right? So from that time, lot of that bank was such a big bank, and it was having a a set of like 619 billion, and every year like 25 candidates from IIM Ahmedabad were hired in that. So that bank, just imagine, got failed. Why? Because people started losing trust in that, and they started making heavy withdrawals. Why? Because their control activities were not correct. Like they are receiving 50 rupees and giving, not having a proper record of them, and giving a loans of 100 rupees. So they don't have any, when the people came back to them, so they don't have any trust, right? So that's the reason middle office came into picture. Middle office is basically made just to build the control activity in the investment of banking operation. Next, at your back office. Back office is generally is a data checking kind of, do the checking kind of activities, like the trade confirmation, like the settlement. That is the work of back office. And this is basically their activities include like the ensuring of the things, their things are going correct. Whatever the, for suppose you go to a bank, you open a account, so somebody would be there now who is going to do the KYC for you, right? That is the back office. Okay, so this is the three kind of a split of front office, middle office, and back office. Trust me, if you're going to any investment bank, you're going to aspire interview in them, definitely you must have, you will be hearing about these terms, and you will be working into among these three only. Cool. So next, I'm going to share what are the top investment banks which are available in India. So you can have a look on them, and like JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, Credit Suisse, and Barclays, DB, UBS. Couple of banks are other which are working, and it's not like this is the list of foreign banks. So these are the foreign banks, but even in the country we have HDFC, ICICI Bank. They also are involved into the investment banking activities, and their functionality is also similar to same. All right. So next, we are going to discuss the profile as I ask you uh, in the beginning. Cool. So what is the product control profile? Okay, so this is a very quick and short session, and definitely we can have a very big session as well as on a separate topics, like what does the product control do, what are their functionality, how do the trade flow is done, how do the everything we can do. But quickly I'm going to tell you what is the product control. So one of the important part in the banking is the control activities, that we investment banking is the control activity. Why does the bank carry a control? I already told you what happened with the investment, what happened with the Lehman Brothers and what all things were there. That's the reason bank is going to now carry a control function, and which is essential for it now. So product control is an independent control function which is responsible for substantiating and controlling the daily P&L activities, right? In a very quick note, I'll tell you, like we do the tradings, right? We do the share tradings, and so when we are doing the share trading, suppose we did a trading of 10 lakh rupees today. So at the end of the day, when the market is closed, so there must be someone to verify it, right? Whether the trading is done in an accurate way, whether the trader is has done his role, and no any kind of hidden activities are there. The trader is showing the exactly profit or loss, whatever happened with the activities. So for that thing, control things are happening. So they are going to re-verify the PNL, and then they are, so that its flow can be made to balance sheet, right? So their picture hence is coming, they are hence coming into the picture. So it's a core control function providing assurance, oversight and challenge over the financial activities and the trading activities. So this is all about the product control. The basic functionality is they are going to provide the control functions on the trading and sales and trading activities, so that they are whatever, and it may include the sales and it may include the profit and loss related to the merger and acquisition as well, or related to the treasury activities as well. So they are going to provide the funds to any other task that may involve and that may come into product control activities. So basically their works come like it's a checkup for the various activities are done in different ways in order to define its sustainability and consistency in the performance improvement. Right? Bank will do its performance measurement as well, right? Every quarter we calculate our profit, we check what yearly as well, and quarterly as well we check our profit. So we these activities are there to control, to manage, to decide where in which direction we are moving. Next is finance control, which is related to product control, and which function is the function which comes post the product control. And this is also essential because from the regulatory perspective, from the IFRS and CAP reporting perspective, it is very essential that these functions are controlled. What do? They do the month end ledger closing. They do the they maintain the activities so that there is a smooth flow of trading activities from sub ledger to general ledger. Definitely you must be aware about sub ledger. You must have studied about the what product PNL and the balance sheet. You might have prepared them as well. So in the same way, bank also prepared the same, and bank also want that it's the profit or the trading activities which are happening, their PNL should flow from from PNL to balance sheet, right? So for that particular thing, finance control functions are there, and it is very essential. And this is one of the interesting and one of the main control activities to represent, so that because they represent their regulatory reporting, they represent their legal entity control reporting by this function, right? Next is the financial planning and analysis, which is also called BPNA or business planning and analysis. So this is the analysis for budgeting, forecasting, and a couple of stress testing, you can say, other activities. So this particular department, what do they do? Their objective is to majorly to do the kind of modeling. And what do they do in modeling? Like they prepare the forecast, they prepare the budget for the next upcoming quarters or the years, and they work on this particular thing so that a bank can manage its functions, its PNL, its any kind of risk which is happening in the future. It can be safe from them. If we are doing some forecasting, like we do of our budget forecasting, this month I am spending 10,000 rupees. Next month I'm spending 20,000 rupees. So I must be understanding now why 20,000 rupees, why suddenly 10,000 rupees I'm going to increase in my budget, in my monthly expenditure. So they do an analysis of this thing. So business planning and analysis is a group within a company's finance organization that provides senior management with a forecast of company's profit and loss and operating income as well. So BPNA professionals, they are very basically you can say a lightened one. They're having a good work-life balance. They're having a good light culture, light basically work pressure. Why? Because their plans come after the uh, major activities which are related to front office and the back office. They are done because they are doing planning and forecasting. Next is model control, where exactly I'm the part of the team, and I'm taking care. So what does the model, when you say model, so what model means? Any system, method or approach where which any system, method or approach which uses the financial, regulatory, statistical, or you can say the expert judgment. They're using all these things, financial, statistical, or the judgmental, expert judgments, and they are by which they are converting the processing the input into output. Like we are suppose there's a cost model for suppose, and let's take an example of a college cost model, and a lot of salaries, a lot of expenditure are given to the employees or the professors working in the college. So there must be a model by which they are defining that, yeah, this would be the final profit, this would be the final cost and expenditure, right? Like for suppose 1 million, 1 billion at the end of the year or even every month. So there is a particular model which is hold for that, and we can do some forecasting as well basis on that. So model control came into picture so that we can easily define a banking functions, like, and because now these days all the big banks like the Federal Reserve Bank, Reserve Bank of India, Bank of England, they all are not going to particularly check the bank and going into the bank checking their functionality. They asked them to show us the uh, models. Model means shows the functionality, shows the kind of Excel sheets you are working on, and what is their output. That is called the model, definitely. So basis on that, they can make some decision making. They can pass the stress testing. So stress testing situation, definitely, if you go to the you go to internet, you just type Bank of England, you will get everything what I'm saying. What does a bank, what does the PRA stress test, what does the MTP stress test, what is the IST stress test, and what does a bank do? So this is really interesting fields, trust me, and altogether different, but you must have knowledge of basic understanding of what I have given, like product control, finance control, or even from equity research. You must have knowledge for all these things, but definitely in your further going into your career, you can get into this profile. So this is the key. So key accountabilities remains like working with the model owners in this particular profile. Key accountability or key responsibilities remain working with the model owner to ensure the following these things are executed. What these things are: like model attestation, model maintenance, model monitoring, model documentation, model change management, model decommissioning. You can say everything regarding the model. So when a model is set up, everything can be done in that, and its maintenance would also be done. So this is the all regarding the model control profile, and on a very small level I'm telling you, but this is a very vast picture, and there's a very vast picture, and there's a very lot of other activities as well which are done in the model control activities, also the governance related activities, and it is an interesting profile, I would say. Next, the main part, which may be of very good interest for you. So, what is the approach to start a career in investment bank? Okay, so now this question will be coming into your mind, like how should we start? So there would be two kind of candidate, definitely. One is some experienced one. Second is the fresher. Freshers are actually are very very you can say a separate talent. Every country, every company look for a fresher candidate because they are very new and very having some fresh thoughts. They can come up some of the ideas that actually can change them. So they hire the freshers, they hire the CA freshers, they hire the MBA freshers. But there are experienced gems as well in the market, right? Who are having so the practical experience is always different, right? So an experienced candidate can get a good package as well in the initial starting of their career in the investment bank. So this is important. So what all are the right approach? So I was discussing with the approach to which is required to enter into the investment bank. So what is that approach? That approach is you should have the knowledge of the account basics, very basic knowledge. I will say start with ABCD, right? What is that? Basics of accountings. You must know debit credit rules. You must know the types of account, general entry, preparation of bank reconciliation statement, P&L and balance sheet. You must know how to prepare them, how to represent them, whether it is of general, whether it is of corporate. You must know the corporate balance sheet or the corporate P&L. Basic knowledge. Knowledge about the terms and terminology like capital, loan, asset, liabilities, bad debts, and journal entries as well, right? There are the adjustment entries in the in the accounting, so you must be aware about those things. Next is you must have basic knowledge about the investment products like futures, forward derivatives, future forward options. So definitely if you want to enter into investment bank, you must have knowledge about them. You must have knowledge about bonds, shares, and their valuation as well. You if you guys are aspiring for finance MBA, definitely you will be having a topic of financial security and analysis, investment analysis, I guess. So you must be reading out definitely these topics in that particular subject. You must be having general understanding of them if you want to enter or go into the investment banking. uh, you must have general awareness about the capital market, like what are the types of market, primary and secondary. Next you must have there's a subject like, right, I already told you, investment analysis and security management. You must be having knowledge of that. Cool. So apart from this, you should also have, I would say, the important skill sets which is required to develop into yourself. That would be good communication skill. Definitely, they are going to talk you in English. They are going to ask you everything in their particular language, and it's not like English is the international one. So definitely they're going to have a conversation in this, and their accounting will also be in the same, their work culture will also be the same. So you must have good communication skill. You must have general awareness about the investment bank and the companies. You definitely must have study like what, when, like suppose Bank of America, when was the Bank of America invented, when it was when it was set up in India, how many branches it has in India, right? These kind of general things. What does the where does it operate, its functions, right? So you must be aware about these things. And who is the CEO of Bank of America or Barclays, right? Next is financial modeling awareness. If you are having interest in them, really good topic. You must go so that you can understand. You can do a course as well. A crash course usually happen at Udemy or upgrades, or definitely you can find it in any particular investment banking institute as well. You must go for that. You should go for good understanding of primary and secondary market, very basic. You must have knowledge on the securities market. you must, if you can do, definitely this topic is interesting. NCFM, NSC certification for financial market. If you guys can do, really good gem for you. Why? Because there are around 15 16 papers, and you must have heard the name of actuaries guys, right? They guys go in that. And even if you are going to take a 5 6 papers of them, and definitely you will be upscaling your knowledge, definitely. Next is Excel skills, VBO, macro. As I told you, you must have, if you are having good knowledge. It's not must, but if you have a topic, if you have a knowledge on these topics like Python, macro, would be additional. Next, you can also take knowledge of Alteryx, Power BI. Definitely, why I'm saying these things, because if you are having a little touch, or maybe from among you there may be some technical background guys, or as well maybe from BTech as well, of computer science of anything. So if they are having, even if not, it's not a very rocket science, definitely you can do them on Udemy, or as I told you, Brad, or any of the site which is good, and you can go and take knowledge from them. You can, there are the paid courses, and the fee is also not very high, very less fee. You can go on them, and you can definitely do the take the knowledge from there. Next is, you must be aware about what are the general questions that are going to be asked in the interview. Very important thing. But like, for suppose you're going for an interview of product control, or you're going for the interview of moral control, so you must know what are the basic, what the you can go to Google. You can you can by yourself as well. You can think that, yeah, the general questions that are going to be asked relating to the profile. What is product control? What is the trade control? What is the trading activities? How does the bank do the, how does the trade flow is done? So these are very basic questions, so you must be aware about them. Good. Next is job post in the investment banking line, right? So you must be having a click in your mind how I would be, what designation I would be joining, or you would be joining, right? So you can join over there as a assistant manager, as an analyst, as a financial analyst, as a derivative analyst, research analyst, and equity market analyst, equity research analyst. And when you take the promotions and you go further in them, then you become the assistant VP, manager, senior manager, vice president, director, MD. So there are the roles like this in the investment banking organization. Cool. So all right, so we are done, we are complete over here. And definitely you guys now are open for the questions.
I
You can
request
go.
the
Yeah.
students, if they have any queries, they can come up. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your wonderful knowledge
Hello.
of finance. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, as a fresher, like we are studying, so by how can we gain knowledge, like basic knowledge about investment banking?
Okay, so basic knowledge about investment banking is, so you should basically do the course in the, you can do a crash course, right? As I told you, you can go for the financial modeling course. You can go for the basic understanding. There are courses. You can go do the study. You can purchase a book as well for the. I will definitely suggest you if you want to go for that. But I am saying, investment bank are not very different thing. They are coming up from the banks only. And if you are going to have knowledge about the accounting, basic accounting, the thing which I already told you, like the basics, of your accounting and bank reconciliation statement, definitely whether it is your investment bank or it is your any company, these questions, these topics are will help you end to end. Trust me, nothing is going to come, since you are fresher, nothing is going to come out of this. If you have good knowledge, having good knowledge on BRS, PNL, balance sheet, having good knowledge on the derivatives. So you should know, since you asked me how we can have knowledge on investment bank, so you should know their functionality. And to know their functionality, you should know what are the products they are dealing with. And to know what are the product they are dealing with, you must have the knowledge about them. You must know how is the valuation of those product is done, like shares, debentures, derivatives, bond, future forward, how their valuation is done. You should know a general understanding, and that you can find in your investment analysis and security management book as well. Very easy. You must have heard, lot of topics are there, CAPM theory, and your primary market, capital market, secondary market, how does the trading is done, what are the mutual funds, what are the insurance things, what are the hedge accounting. Definitely multiple topics are there. Chota, like small even understanding if you are having, then also it will be very helpful for you.
Thank you, sir.
Go with the very basics, I will say. Go with the very basic things, and then start increasing it. Even if you are having, maybe some people are from the different background, maybe they are from art background or they are from science background. Go to your 11th class book, pick up the NCERT book of 11th class, clear your understanding of basics of account, then go further, then study about bond, then study about financial products. Then, because these investment companies are only dealing in the financial product, and yours, and if your question or anybody's question is how to enter into them, know about the product, get the knowledge about the product. There is not a point that nobody is going to hire you in the companies if you are having good knowledge on the products. Nobody is going to, because they are not going to ask you how much you know about investment bank. Their question is how much you know about our product, how much you're going to deal us in that, right? So definitely you're going to you know go through that.
Okay, thank you, Megha. Thank you so much, sir, and hope we'll have some more sessions with you on model control. And
Yeah.
I hope students definitely like your session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, and definitely anybody can reach out to me on my email ID on harshit1141@gmail, on reach out to me on LinkedIn, or my contact me as well. And I wish all the best for your career, and may your get your aspirations fulfilled, and all the best.